Hello. Today we journey deep into the odd and armored world of a creature unlike any other. It's not a turtle, it's not a rabbit, and despite what Texans say, it's definitely not a possum on the half shell. It is the armadillo. Let's begin with its name. In Spanish, armadillo means the little armored one. The Aztecs had their own term, turtle rabbit, a mashup that perfectly captures its confused and slightly comedic appearance. But don't let the awkward walk or tiny legs fool you. The armadillo is the last stubborn relic of an ancient and glorious order, the Cingulata. Once upon a time, that order included titans like the 2-ton Glyptodon. Imagine a Volkswagen Beetle, but with a clubbed tail and an attitude problem. And then there was the elusive Pampa Farreidae, a smaller cousin that, according to Jerry, could fart fire and teleport 2 inches in any direction. We didn't ask Jerry to write that, but he did, and now we're stuck with it. From that epic bloodline, only the armadillo remains, wandering fields, raiding anthills, and refusing to care what anyone thinks. Now let's talk armor. The armadillo's back is covered in plates made of dermal bone, layered with keratin, and wrapped in leathery hide. Nature went all in on defense. Think of it as medieval chainmail fused to the spine. But here's the catch. That armor only covers the top. The underside? Software vulnerable. Basically, nature's underbelly. It can survive attacks from above, hawks, jaguars, kids with sticks. But if something strikes from below, or catches it off guard, let's just say it's going to roll or bounce. Speaking of which, some species can roll into a perfect ball. The Three-Banded Armadillo is a master of this move. When danger approaches, it folds inward, tucking its face snugly between its back legs. And yes, that means nose to butt. We all have our ways of coping with fear. That's theirs. On the other hand, the Nine-Banded Armadillo doesn't roll. No, it jumps, straight up, 3 feet in the air, which is exactly the wrong move when faced with a speeding car. Scientists call it a startle reflex. We call it enthusiasm with no plan. Let's dive into their water skills. Armadillos are surprisingly good swimmers, but that's not the weird part. The weird part is that they can hold their breath for 6 whole minutes. This isn't just useful in rivers. Sometimes when the terrain gets muddy or flooded, they simply walk underwater, casually, like tiny armored submarines. And there are more than 20 species of armadillo. From the massive, 5-foot-long giant armadillo to the adorable pink fairy armadillo, which fits in the palm of your hand and looks like a marshmallow in armor. Despite the name, the pink fairy does not have wings, nor a wand, nor tiny fairy boots. We checked. Armadillos are also one of the few mammals that are polyembryonic. That means from one single egg, they produce 4 identical offspring, clones, tiny armored clone babies. Nature's way of saying, let's copy and paste. But not everything is magical. Because of their low body temperature, armadillos are vulnerable to Mycobacterium leprae. That's right, leprosy. Each year, around 50 to 80 cases of leprosy in the US are linked to handling armadillos. So, don't. Admire them from a distance. They're fascinating, but they're not exactly cuddle material. Now let's address a topic no one asked for: mating. Because of their armored shells, it's not easy for armadillos to get romantic. They have to maneuver carefully, like tanks trying to dance. Still, nature finds a way. And here's the kicker. Male armadillos have a penis that's about 1/3 the length of their entire body. Yes, that's longer than most reptiles. Yes, that's strange. And no, we don't know why. Maybe it's nature's compensation for all that rigid armor. Maybe it's just Jerry again. Either way, it's real. So, what have we learned? The armadillo is a creature of contradictions. It's armored, but fragile, awkward, but persistent, silly-looking, but deeply ancient. It can swim, dig, curl, jump, and clone itself. It eats fire ants, walks underwater, and shrugs at predators. It doesn't care if you laugh, because it's too busy being the last stubborn soldier of an extinct empire. And if you spend your whole life hiding behind armor, well, you just might end up sniffing your own butt. This is Super Stubborn Animal. If you enjoyed this slow, strange, stubborn journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check your backyard, because there might just be a tiny tank sniffing the grass and waiting.